It's only a game. Why you have to be mad?
Over on Hero Wars Mobile, we have an event for the Undead. 8 tasks to this event. Very, very similar to other events like this that we've had in the past. This event happens to be focused on Keira for whatever reason, which I find curious, but I'm not, I'm not mad at it. The Eternity Shop has seen some inflation. We're gonna be laying off our workforce. The 30% of the undead will be laid off by the end of the month. I don't know if you guys recall, but some of the better items were significantly less than 8,500. Were they 6,000? 7,000. There were 7,000 coins and now they're 8,500 coins. In this shop, by the way, they the conversion rate at the end of the event for the Eternity coins is, let's see, it's 800. It's 800 equals 1 chest, 1 Eternity chest right here. And the dolls, the Eternity dolls, basically will give you soul stones for undead, Way of Eternity heroes, as well as some resources to level your heroes. You have XP potions and gold, you have some runes, and that's really it, right? You need gold to level your runes, or your glyphs, I should say. You need gold to level up your heroes' skills. Good event for new players. Absolutely fantastic event for new players. Just play regular day-to-day stuff, collect some of these dolls, and you're going to be doing very well. It's going to be a nice little boost to your team if you play the Way of Eternity heroes. They made it so that Keira is attainable via purchase in this shop, which I do find very strange. It does seem like, speaking to what Robert said, it does seem like that the basic Soulstone events have kind of disappeared for now. And in their place is the ability to directly buy hero evolutions, which I'll be honest with you, from a visceral, like a dopamine standpoint, this is way more interesting to me. Spending 22,000 to get a 5-star Keira, this is way more interesting than me than collecting a currency, right? You just collect a currency, which that's effectively what you're doing anyway. You're collecting a Way of Eternity coins to use it to spend to get this. But instead of having like a random chance to get soul stones, which admittedly does benefit you in other events that, want you to collect hero soul stones, you're getting it. You're just like immediately clicking the button, you get it. And then the Eternity chests, these are fantastic resources for the more advanced players. And, potentially even the newer players as well. If you have all the soul stones that you need, that is. This is going to be for a lot of the other stuff that you need for undead heroes. The big thing in here is a ton of Way of Eternity specific artifacts. However, there are some high probability of Chaos Core action, 17.33%. Additionally, you have the generic Artifact Essence Scroll and Metal Chest, 5% chance each. And of course, those are the items that give you, there's these bad boys right here. You choose your rarity and then select your quantity. You get 12 of the gray or 2 of the orange, and it scales all the way up. Goodbye, right there. Very goodbye. If you're leveling Way of Eternity heroes. On this account, I am not. So I'm not really going to be leaning into this too much. I'm going to say the same thing that I say all the time when we're talking about event shops like this that have items. I know it's kind of controversial, but just buy the item that you need. It's going to save you time, right? Higher quality items that take a ton of time, like weeks and weeks and weeks of farming to get Lycanthrope Fangs, Lamort's map, Unity of Extremes. This is the recipe. This isn't the full item. Be mindful of that. I think that's a great deal. Unity of Extremes is definitely worth considering. It takes a long time to farm Unity of Extremes. A lot of heroes need them. And you have this item. It's this item right here, right? This is what we're talking about. It's this one item, not one of these. It's this one item. It just takes forever. It just takes forever. I don't know. So you look at 150 items here for 11,000, and these are 80 items for 8,500. I mean, I know that there is some variance. Whatever the case is, you need a ton of Lycanthrope Fangs for a lot of these heroes, right? Lycanthrope Fangs, you get 80 for 8,500. The Unity of Extremes recipe, you get 150 items, orange items, for 11,000. So the value per item fragment is much higher with the more expensive stuff. But, without getting into the conversation about efficient farming, this versus that, because, you look at the what it takes to farm. Yeah, so if we looked at what it takes to farm these I don't know. I don't have them unlocked here. Maybe one or other of these is a easier thing to farm. But see, these are more expensive missions than the Lycanthrope's Fangs are. You do like Chapter 9 missions. I don't know. The more expensive the item, it seems like the more efficient it gets. I always buy skin stones. Everything else is energy overtime. Buy the recipe and fangs from shop. Farm the rest. Griff brings up a good point. If you don't know what to get, and maybe you're leveling heroes that you don't need these items yet. And even if you don't need the items, by the way, I would still probably recommend buying Lycanthrope Fangs, Lamort's maps, and the UE recipe. Oh, you can buy artifact stuff. I think that the most efficient continues to be skin stones. It just continues to be skin stones. It's not as efficient as buying emeralds and spinning emeralds on Outland chests, but as far as like if you've already earned the Way of Eternity coins, it'll be literal years of playing before you run out of the need for skin stones. Ruler's Globus at 46,000, which requires 2 Alucard's amulets, is a better value. That is true. Is this the most expensive item? This is a good shop, guys. This is a really good shop. This is filled with good items. Filled with great items. I'm going to buy a couple Apostles Maces when I can. Looks like I'm going to buy 1 Apostles Mace. Nah, this is pretty easy to farm. I'm not going to worry about this. Alan says, outfitted 3 heroes with the Ruler's Globus and Alucard's amulets over the last month. Okay. Took the entire month. Nice. So this is a great shop. You know, great shop. I've seen a lot of people complaining about the event. I'm not really saying it's a fun event. Obviously, there's nothing actually happening here in this event. You're not fighting anything. We were hoping that it was going to be a brawl style event, right? Like a week ago or whatever. We thought potentially maybe even a rework, although it didn't actually say, and so we didn't. You know, I wasn't putting too much stock in that. But it's a good event, right? Just play the game like you normally would. Take the free rewards. Move on with your life.